KTAR News presents The Changing Face of the Arizona Teacher.
This is Griselda in the KTAR newsroom, here to wrap up the three-part series called The Changing Face of the Arizona Teacher. All week we've been bringing you reports and hearing from different newsmakers throughout our different platforms. That includes our website, our different talk shows, and also through our Arizona Morning News. So here is the three-part series and we're summing up for you. So the first part, we talked about teacher pay. We wanted to take a look at where we rank nationally for teacher pay, and it turns out that we are actually trending upwards. So that's good news. The bad news is that we still fall way behind compared to our neighboring states. So we still have some, catching up to do. And the 20% pay raise that Governor Doug Ducey recently approved is going to help us with that. So that is some good news that we can look forward to. And it just also depends on what other states do. So we could be moving up in the rankings soon, but it just depends on what other states do, because they could also be increasing their teacher pay. For the second part of the series, we explored how teachers feel about the recent pay raise and whether or not it's enough to keep them in the classroom. So we got a variety of perspectives. We talked to a teacher who just graduated from ASU, as well as a teacher who has been in the classroom for about 20 years, and then also teachers who have multiple jobs to make ends meet. And the overall message that they told us is that while they see this moving in the right direction, this pay raise moving in the right direction, they still have some concerns. So one of those concerns is what that pay raise is going to look like next year and the previous year, because a lot of them will be getting a pay raise this upcoming year, this new school year, but they are concerned about what happens after that. Will the funding be there for those next few years? And another concern that they have is whether or not this pay raise will be enough to attract new teachers into the classroom. One of the teachers that I spoke with said that she just graduated from ASU, and while it is tempting to want to move to another state, she wants to stay here. She feels that there is a need for good quality teachers here in Arizona, so she is staying here. The third part of this series focused on how the Red for Ed movement motivated teachers to become politically engaged. A lot of them had not been politically engaged before this Red for Ed movement, but they were sparked by this movement to want to do something, want to take action. So we saw a lot of them down at the Capitol talking to lawmakers, learning about how a budget gets passed, and that has transitioned into the summer. Now a lot of teachers are getting involved in different campaigns, supporting various pro-education candidates, and some of them are even running for office themselves. I spoke to one teacher who says that she was fed up with what she saw throughout the budget debate and wanted to do something about it. And then we also talked to a political analyst, and we asked him what he thinks, what role teachers will play in the upcoming election, and he says that he definitely sees them being a key voter bloc. And then something that I took away from what he says, and as he put it, teachers are a force the likes of which the state has never seen before. So that for me was very telling. It shows me that he does see teachers playing a major role in this upcoming election. One of the things that I took away from this is seeing how teachers became so mobilized. I had never seen that as a reporter, seeing teachers just, first start out by mobilizing through the Arizona Educators United Facebook, and then turn that into a movement quite like something we've never seen here in Arizona. They were able to not only change the minds and hearts and touch the hearts and minds of a lot of people, they were also able to get this 20% pay raise, which is also quite significant. They were able to get Governor Doug Ducey to listen to them and pass the significant pay raise. Another interesting thing is that I see a lot of teachers now becoming more politically engaged. Some of them are even running for office. So the impact of that I think is going to be significant. And a lot of them have already vowed that they are going to continue the fight. And that that it comes in a variety of different ways. So that comes in, turning out to vote in November, and that also comes in, still continuing to get involved, still trying to push for more pay, more funding for schools. One of the things that they said that was left out of all this is they still see a lot of need in the classroom. There's still outdated textbooks, classrooms that need to be reduced because there's 30, 40 kids in a classroom. And then also just, the need of having all these rundown buildings. So the need is still there, but teachers are vowing to continue that fight. And I think over the next few months and years, we'll get to see what impact that has in Arizona. So that sums up our 3-part series. If you missed any of our coverage, you can head over to KTAR.FM, where we have a list of all the videos, all the different interviews, all the web stories that we've done throughout this series called The Changing Face of the Arizona Teacher. I'm Griselda Cetino in the KTAR newsroom.
I'm Bob McClay. Here's our top story.